episode of The Follow-Up. I'm Eden, and this is my dad, Noah, and for almost 3 years now, from April 2020, we've been sitting on my bed and having a conversation about something we want to talk about. And this week, we're going to talk about some goals for 2023.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So this is New Year's Day,
Uh-huh.
and you made it up till midnight.
I did.
And you're wide awake?
I'm wide awake. Because I still got about the same amount of sleep as I would any day.
It's not that. But,
I got about 9 hours of sleep.
yeah, about that.
And I usually get about that.
Mm-hmm. And we watched some of the Miley Cyrus, some of the Ryan Seacrest, and we were flipping back and forth between the Georgia-Ohio State game. And then that final kick came at midnight. So we flipped back and forth.
Crazy.
Yeah. And
It was
then,
a crazy TV night.
It was. And then as soon as you got in bed, you're out.
I was out.
All right, so goals for 2023. Give me something.
I'll start with academically.
Okay?
And this sometimes I would do like by months or something. So like by the end of February, I would have all my division tables 1 through 11 memorized.
Like snaps.
Because I have multiplication down.
Mm-hmm.
All snaps, I want to just... Because division, it's just like, it's the difference. That just kind of makes me like... Because I usually try in division, like, let's say the question is like 40 divided by 8.
Okay.
I'll try to think like 8 times what's 40.
Right.
Which would be 5.
Right.
So it's like, but I want to get these down to snaps where I don't even have to think about that.
You don't have to think in the reverse order.
Exactly.
Okay. That's a pretty good one. What's 32 divided by 4?
8.
There you go. Good. Be confident. Yeah, just say it. Good. What else? Anything else on your mind? Because it doesn't just have to be academically.
Yeah.
It could be a goal socially. It could be a goal for something that you have coming up that might be new that you want to conquer, or a fear that you want to get over.
In sports,
Uh-huh.
I want to work on shooting in basketball.
Okay. So you want to become a better shooter in basketball.
And I really want to practice tennis.
Okay, which you'll be able to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So you really want to get better at basketball and tennis.
Yeah.
And division skills.
Yes.
Okay. Anything socially?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe that's something that you have some different experiences to start the year, and then you think, all right, well then I'll work on this, or I want to make this a goal.
And sometimes I'll definitely get new goals as I master these things throughout the year.
Yeah. Once you reach your goal, then you want to set new ones.
Yeah.
Because you always want to be trying to achieve that, but you want to you don't want to be skipping over steps.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a building, but you have to build the first floor. But before you build the third floor, you have to build the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
You can't skip it.
You can't skip anything. Mm-mm. Oh, well, I like those goals.
Do you have any?
I want to be more organized day to day with work. So
Can I relate to that?
Sure.
Like in math and word problems, I also want to be more organized. With steps,
yeah, you've been getting a whole lot better with that.
it's hard.
Yeah, but of keeping yourself organized. And it's not an organization.
It can be all different things.
It can start now with math, and then even with writing and
it can
writing
be
an
all
outline,
different
and
things.
and just making sure that. All right, so you have a writing assignment. Okay, so now I've got my assignment. I'm gonna maybe take some notes write down a few words that will outline the piece, and I've got another piece of paper if I want to try to spell something I might not know how to spell. So even that is just simple organization. And I want to be more organized day to day so that I'm not missing anything at work. There's so many things going on that I want to make sure that I am as organized as possible so that I can make the best decisions possible. I can be as efficient as possible and be as good of a leader as possible because I'm organized.
Yeah.
Be able to answer certain questions. And I also want to be able to have the time in the day where it's not just meeting, where I block off different times where, okay, I know I'm going to have these meetings. I want to be able to take this time to execute
Right.
on things,
Or like-
actually get things done.
Or like, you have a meeting. Now I'm just gonna, and right after the meeting, I'm gonna block off 15 minutes to write a bunch of notes from that meeting.
Right. Or, okay,
Or
from this
while-
meeting, I need to then now email this person. All right.
Right.
Well, now here's that time that's blocked off to get that done.
And then like you're blocking off a certain time of day to do emails and finish work, but that might happen after the meetings to finish that.
And also another one is at night, not falling asleep to the TV or reading something on my phone, but falling asleep to reading a book.
Reading a book or reading the Kindle. Maybe?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Same thing. Just because that's not a like I know that reading on a phone, even if it's not that I'm scrolling through things. I'm actually reading articles, but that light's not good, as you know.
No.
So I have the same book light that you have, and you fall asleep reading every night. So I just finding making sure that when I get in bed, I'm reading those books, because I oftentimes I start to think, all right, well, maybe for work I should be reading this, but it's just not the right time to do it.
Right. Because one thing, a little light can affect sleep very much.
Mhm.
So, like, even reading a phone, this is actually a good example that I learned. Even a clock like mine, that's a digital clock, can affect sleep because of that light. So really, it's just it's when you're falling asleep. Like, let's say, give me a random time to fall asleep. Like, let's say 9.
Okay.
I'm just taking it.
9 o'clock. Yep.
Maybe a little earlier, you'll read a little bit that you just need a little bit on the phone. But once you notice, okay, I'm gonna go to bed soon, let's try to read something that can help me go to sleep.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm going to try not to even do that at all in our room.
Yeah.
And then balance the
'Cause
other,
it's
and
not
then be more organized during the day, so that I have time to read certain things that I want to read
Because
for work.
Because it's not the time you're basically saying.
Yeah, and I also think that it's not just I've always had a tough time reading for pleasure, not because I don't enjoy reading books. It's because I have this constant need and feeling that, oh well, if I don't read this, I'm falling behind in this category of work. So if I'm not reading this basketball article, I'm not reading this about what we're doing now in golf, I'm falling behind. And I hate that feeling, but I need to just get over that and be organized throughout the day, so where I can mix that stuff in.
Yeah. Like, there are certain things that are important to read, but then it's also important to read for pleasure.
Right, because that expands your mind in other ways.
Right. And also, but I think it's important to do a mix of that, where it's not always you're saying that, okay, I need to read this, but maybe if I do this while I'm doing my work, so I'm not like stressing about this later.
You're right.
Because I think that when you're doing work, technically when you're reading an article for work, you're technically doing work at night.
Yeah, you're right.
So, and then that, I feel like, leads to a lot of more stuff.
Yeah, could be stress.
Stress. Exactly.
And also, at night, it's not like I'm
And you don't want to
reading
be
and then...
and then you don't want to be stressed at night.
No, because then I start thinking about things for you.
And then you can't fall asleep.
Right. And then there's, when you're reading at night, you're not exactly absorbing everything I need to know, and I'm not taking notes on it.
Right.
So then it just kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the those are the two things
Yeah.
that I major goals for this year. Yeah, and I think
That's
they're attainable. You don't want to set you don't want to set goals that aren't attainable.
Right. You want to set goals that you know you can do.
But I'm not going to say this year my goal is to dunk. That's not going to happen.
Your goals to what?
I said one of
Dunk
my
basketball?
right, because that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Right.
Because
It's just not gonna happen.
It's not.
Yeah. But you feel good going into this year?
Yeah, I do.
Good. Do you feel any different today in 2023 than you did yesterday in 2022?
Nope. It's kind of like, I think, like, for me, it's kind of weird because it's like, Florida next time.
Yeah.
Next time. But it's like, wait, this is a new year? It's like, it's kind of confusing.
And then in school is the toughest part is remembering to write 23.
Yes. Because last year, when it was, I remember one day he had to get an assignment, and like it was the day before it was 21, and then it was 22. I wrote 21.
Good thing you don't have 20.
Exactly. But it takes a lot of practice.
Right. When it
It's
says
like writing a date. You wouldn't think it needs practice.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's like memory.
When you see at the top of your sheet name date, just instead of just going through it, just pause and then
Yeah.
write it.
Or sometimes we always have the date on the board. So, okay, not 22. Let's look over there. 23.
23. Yeah. So if you're gonna have, so when you start school again, it'll be 1-3-2-3.
What?
It'll be 1-3-2-3.
1, 3, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1-3-2-3. Wow. All right. I love you.
Love you.